I don't trust crowds. I train leaders. If this room were about entertainment, we would have overflow chairs and a camera crew, but my real love is people like you who believe this is for you. Jesus didn't trust crowds either. The Bible says he did not commit himself to them because he knew all men. John 2:24. Crowds want loaves and fish. Leaders want instruction and responsibility. That is why this room matters. You are proof that hunger still exists. You didn't come for smoke. You came for substance. Good. You are in the right place. A lion doesn't announce leadership. He demonstrates it. He doesn't call a meeting. He doesn't post a memo. He simply enters and the savannah recalibrates. Why? Attitude, presence, dominion. Write this down. Leadership begins before your mouth opens. Say it with me. Leadership begins before my mouth opens. This is not about volume. This is about value embodied. This is not about titles. This is about an identity that walks into the room 5 seconds before you do and rearranges expectations. The manufacturer's intent is still the manual. Let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion. Genesis 1:26. The Hebrew word for dominion is radar, rule, govern, manage, steward. Dominion is not a speech, it is a design. You were created to carry rulership as a natural atmosphere. You are not an accident, you are an assignment. Say it. You are not here to imitate noise. You are here to embody order, presence before pronouncements, evidence before explanations, fruit before followers. Some of you have been waiting for a microphone. You don't need a microphone. You need a mindset. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. Your heart is your autopilot. If the belief is small, the posture will be small, the pace will be hesitant, the eyes will be unsure, and the world will treat you according to your broadcast. Write this down. People respond to the signals you leak, not the slogans you speak. When your inner assignment stands up, your outer environment sits down. This session is a training ground for silent power, how to carry leadership without saying a word. We will align your head, your eyes, your pace. We will dignify your boundaries until they speak for you. We will serve your gift until it walks in before you do. But it starts here. Leadership is recognized before it is heard. Leadership is born when toleration ends. So stop tolerating your own invisibility. Say it with me. The world will meet my presence before it hears my voice, and they will know I came. Dominion is not a speech you prepare. It is a nature you wear. Write this down. Genesis 1:26 is not a verse, it is a verdict. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. The Hebrew word is rada. Some scholars shorten it. Rod, rule, govern, manage, bring order. God did not give man a religion. He gave man a responsibility. He did not hand Adam a title. He installed an image. Image determines function. Likeness determines behavior. Presence is simply the quiet announcement that the manufacturer's design is active on site. When you walk in the image of God, you don't chase authority, you carry it. The earth recognizes what you rediscover. Write this down. Leadership is an image before it is an office. That's why people decide who you are before you explain who you are. Your gait is a sermon. Your eyes are a forecast. Your economy of motion is a policy paper. Why? Because dominion is a design you embody, not a position you announce. Vision is more important than leadership. That will offend the title addicts, but it will free the leaders. Why? Because leadership without vision is loud confusion. Vision gives your presence direction, your posture purpose, your silence substance. Jesus said, if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the pit. Matthew 15:14. It is not enough to appear in charge. You must be in sight. A blind leader is a decorated disaster. Vision calibrates your aura. It tells your body where to point, your face, what to say before your mouth speaks, your steps, how to ration energy. Without vision, presence becomes intimidation. With vision, presence becomes invitation. Write this down. Vision gives silent leadership a destination. You were created to rule by resemblance, not by resume. That is why hell invested in erasing your mirror. If the enemy can smudge image, he can mute dominion. But tonight, we clean the glass. Say it with me. I was created to lead and designed to dominate by nature, not noise. Say it again, like your bones can hear you. I was created to lead and designed to dominate by nature, not noise. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. As he is, so are we in this world. 1 John 4:17. The lion does not apologize for being apex. It simply lives its blueprint. So must you. From this moment, stop auditioning for authority. Authority is not a role to land, it is a role to reveal. Let your vision stand up inside your image and watch your presence begin to negotiate rooms your voice has not entered yet. That is silent leadership, dominion by design. Identity first. Write this down. True leadership is self-discovery. You cannot carry what you haven't discovered. You cannot broadcast what you have not believed. Before posture, before pace, before protocols, there must be a person discovered, defined, and non-negotiable. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Say it with me. I am not an accident. I am an assignment. And louder, my birth is evidence of a need I was designed to meet. Scripture confirms this. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth, I sanctified thee. Jeremiah 1-5. God doesn't start with people. He starts with purpose. Then he wraps it in a person. That person is you. Deliverance is not freedom. Write it down. Israel left Egypt in one night. Egypt left Israel over 40 years. Leaving a place is not the same as leaving a mentality. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. If Pharaoh still lives in your head, he will sit on your shoulders. If chains are cut from your wrist but not from your philosophy, your body will walk but your presence will limp. God says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. That word transform means change nature, not change address. Some of you change jobs, change churches, change cities, yet your posture still apologizes. Why? You left Egypt, but Egypt didn't leave your heart. Say it with me. Everyone was created to lead. Again, everyone was created to lead. Not over people, but over assignment. Write this down. Leadership is not control of others. It is control of outcomes within your domain. Genesis 1:26 gave you radar, dominion, management, rulership over fish, birds, things, not over fellow image bearers. Your leadership is the excellence of your function. Gideon was hiding in a wine press, yet heaven addressed his function, not his fear. The Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor. Judges 6:12. Identity calls you by assignment, not by anxiety. Your belief leaks through your body. Presence is identity made visible. If you think small, your shoulders advertise it. If you doubt your assignment, your eyes negotiate away authority. If you confuse your job with your work, your gate asks permission to exist. Write this down. Your body is your billboard. It will market your mind. Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within you. Luke 17:21. When the kingdom rises inside, the chin rises outside. When conviction stands up in your heart, hesitation sits down in your walk. Here's our drill right now. Open your mouth and align your spine with your sentence. I am not an accident. I am an assignment. My leadership is in my likeness. My gift defines my territory. I will not manage people. I will master my purpose. Say it again until your muscles memorize it. Because nonverbal leadership is born where identity becomes non-negotiable. When you settle who you are, your silence starts speaking. And the world will listen. Now let me touch the hinge on which your presence swings attitude. Write this down. Leadership is 80% mentality and 20% skill. Skills polish. Belief pilots. Proverbs says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 22:7. The heart is your autopilot. Your body is only the vehicle. If the pilot is timid, the craft will taxi in circles, even with two engines roaring. If the pilot is decisive, the same machine slices clouds in silence. Your shoulders are servants of your philosophy. Your gait obeys your convictions. Your face is a billboard for your belief system. Consider the lion. The lion is not the tallest, not the largest, not the strongest, not the smartest. The elephant outweighs him, outsizes him, outlifts him, yet the jungle bows to the lion. Why? Attitude. When the lion sees the elephant, his eyes report, that is an elephant. But his belief answers, that is lunch. When the elephant sees the lion, his eyes report, that is a lion. But his belief shouts, I am lunch. Write this down. Your eyes gather information. Your attitude gives interpretation. Your world responds to your interpretation. That is why some men enter a room and the atmosphere sits up, while others enter and the furniture yawns. Say it with me. My attitude instructs my body to carry leadership. Calm authority is louder than nervous brilliance. Unhurried certainty intimidates chaos. Decisive stillness arrests confusion. Jesus demonstrated this. While storms slapped the boat, he slept. When he rose, he said, peace be still, and creation complied. Mark 4:39. That is posture under pressure. He did not flail, he framed. Write this down. Storms expose belief. Stillness expresses belief. The righteous are bold as a lion, Proverbs 28:1. Not because they shout, but because they know. Boldness is the body language of conviction. I want you to practice this right now. Lift your sternum. Don't puff a line. Soften your jaw. Tension is a liar. Set your eyes on an imagined horizon. Vision straightens the neck. Reduce excess motion. Economy of movement is the signature of certainty. Breathe as if oxygen owes you, not as if you owe the room. Now declare, as I think in my heart, so my body announces me. Again, as I think in my heart, so my body announces me. Keep saying it until your muscles memorize your mandate. Some of you must stop broadcasting apology. The fidgeting, the unnecessary laughter, the rapid explanations, that is poverty of belief with a microphone. God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1-7. Write this down. A sound mind produces a sound body. A fractured belief produces fractured presence. From today, let your inner lion tutor your limbs. Walk like your gift employed you. Stand like vision hired your spine. Move like outcomes report to you. Leadership is mentality before methodology. When belief rises, the body follows orders and the room follows you. Write this down. Vision held posture telegraphs leadership before you speak. Crowds read your neck before they hear your name. Your head level and your shoulders back are not vanity. They are vocabulary. Isaiah said, I have set my face like a flint. Isaiah 50-7. That is not cosmetics, that is commitment. When your chin drops, your future drops with it. When your shoulders cave, your standards cave with them. Lift the crown that God placed on your head. Align the shoulders He formed to carry responsibility. This is not acting, this is activating. Your eyes must learn focus. Proverbs 4:25 says, let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Jesus warned, if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the pit. Matthew 15:14. Write this down. Leaders see through, not around. You don't scan for approval. You cite the assignment. Stop grazing the room with needy eyes. Fix your gaze where your vision lives. The lamp of the body is the eye. If your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. Matthew 6:22. Single eye, single message. Scattered eye, scattered message. Your glance must become a guide, not a question. When you look like you came to collect outcomes. Now pace. Vision sets cadence. Jesus never rushed, yet destiny could not outrun him. He set his face toward Jerusalem and walked into purpose on schedule. Luke 9:51. Frantic feet advertise fear. Floating feet advertise fantasy. Write this down. Walk like decisions have already been made. Decisive, economical, unhurried. The rhythm of authority is measured, not manic. Your steps should waste nothing, promise something, and announce everything. One leader's walk can quiet a hallway because timing is belief. Let me give you a 60-second doorway reset that will change your entrance and therefore your impact. Do it every time you reach a threshold, office, boardroom, sanctuary, classroom, even your own home. Stop. Don't touch the handle yet. Posture. Lift your sternum. Lengthen the back of your neck as if a string rises from the crown of your head. Set shoulders back and down. Breath. Inhale through the nose for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6, lower and slower. Oxygen calms imposters. 3. Gaze. Pick a destination in the room, a person to serve, a place to stand, a task to complete. Lock on it softly but surely. Intention. Whisper the assignment. 2 words only. Bring order. Create value. Serve excellence. 5. Cadence. Decide your first 5 steps smooth, straight, and sure. Now enter and let the floor feel your decision. Say it with me. My head carries my vision. My eyes carry my future. My pace carries my authority. Again. My head carries my vision. My eyes carry my future. My pace carries my authority. This is discipleship of the body. Habakkuk said, write the vision and make it plain. Habakkuk 2:2. I am telling you, wear the vision and make it visible. Write this down. Your posture is a prophecy. Before your mouth forms one word, your alignment declares, order has arrived. From today, let your head stay level like purpose, your eyes stay single like mission, and your pace move like outcome. Enter rooms as if destiny is waiting to sign for a package you brought, because it is, write this down, decisive, economical movement embodies authority. Presence is not only how you stand, it is how you start, stop, and switch. The Bible says, let your yea be yea, and your nay, nay. Matthew 5:37. That is motion theology. Yes is a single step forward. No is a single step back. Everything else is fidgeting. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. James 1-8. Unstable ways show up as unstable feet, unstable hands, unstable eyes. Stop negotiating with your limbs. Train them. Economy of motion is leadership's accent. Leaders waste neither steps nor gestures. Jesus said, the Son can do nothing of himself but what he seeth the Father do. John 5:19. Translation, no extra moves. Write this down. Unnecessary motion is insecurity looking for permission. Micro decisions reveal mastery. When you sit, sit once. When you stand, stand once. When you turn, turn with clarity. Pivot from the hips. Let the eyes lead. Let the shoulders follow. Let the feet complete 1, not 3. Do not rock, sway, or shuffle like your destiny is unsure. Redeem the time. Ephesians 5:16. By redeeming your motions. Hands are headlines. They speak before your sentences finish. Open palms when delegating offering responsibility without threat. Still hands when deciding verdict delivered. Gavel down. Write this down. Flapping fingers equal flabby standards. Anchor your hands at navel height. Palm over palm, or a calm steeple when listening. When you point, don't poke present with an open hand. When you invite, invite with one palm, not both like a beggar. Psalm 46:10 says, be still and know that I am God. Stillness is not silence, it is certainty. Certainty stills hands. Now your drill, 90 seconds. Mirror, timer on. Step 1, declare your 2-word assignment softly. Bring order, create value. Step 2, identify 3 nervous tics. Foot bounce, pen click, sleeve tug, lip bite, head tilt. Name them out loud. Leaders label things. Step 3, remove them. Plant feet hip width. Unlock knees. Breathe low. Set elbows close. Rest hands palm on palm. Soften the jaw. Step 4, replace the noise with one clear, calm gesture. Either open palm at 45 degrees when you assign, or hands still on the table when you decide. Do it again tomorrow. And the next day, write this down. Repetition turns presence into protocol. Say it with me. My movement is a message. My economy is authority. Again, my movement is a message. My economy is authority. Whatever you tolerate, you will never change. Stop tolerating your fidgeting. Lead your body the way you intend to lead your assignment decisively, economically, without apology. When your micro movements submit, rooms will submit. Now we deal with your edges. Write this down. Boundaries are nonverbal declarations of your standards. You don't announce them. You enforce them quietly, consistently, immediately. Whatever you tolerate, you will never change. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay, Matthew 5:37. That is not merely vocabulary, that is geography. Your yes creates territory. Your no builds a fence. Presence is the map. Use space. Leaders arrange proximity on purpose. Where you sit says what you serve. Rosa Parks taught a generation with one seat. She did not preach. She posted a boundary. No, a standard took a chair and a city moved. Write this down. A boundary is a line where dignity refuses discount. She drew a line with her body, not with a bullhorn. That is silent leadership. Leadership is a seat, a standard, a refusal. Use time, be on time, end on time, start at zero, finish at zero. See then that ye walk circumspectly, redeeming the time. Ephesians 5:15-16. Time discipline is presence discipline. Calendars are silent megaphones. When you arrive early, excellence arrives first. When you end on time, respect becomes policy. Consistency is credibility. If you float your endings, you dilute your essence. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose. Ecclesiastes 3:1. Leaders protect seasons so purposes can breathe. Use silence, pause before answering. 2 beats, inhale, exhale, then decide. Proverbs says, he that hath knowledge spareth his words. Proverbs 17:27. Silence is not absence. It is assessment. Write this down. Hesitation is fear. A measured pause is authority. Learn the difference. And hear me. No is a leadership sentence. Nehemiah said, I am doing a great work so that I cannot come down. Nehemiah 6:3. That was a complete sentence. Jesus practiced boundaries. He withdrew to lonely places and prayed. Luke 5:16. He was silent before Herod. He answered nothing. Luke 23:9. Royalty chooses when to speak. Dominion chooses when not to. Guard your margins. Don't book meetings back to back like panic is your assistant. Protect 10 minutes before and after each commitment. That empty space is not laziness. It is leadership. It keeps you unhurried, undrained, unlate. Post office hours. Close your door when deciding. Open it when delegating. Don't let random knock-on rule. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Proverbs 4:23. Heart borders become life borders. Here's your drill. For the next 7 days. 1. Arrive 5 minutes early. Stand in stillness for 1 minute before entry. 2. Begin and end every meeting exactly on time. At -2 minutes, land the plane. Answer every request with a 2-beat pause. If it violates mission, say no, full stop. 4. Choose your seat for function. Face the assignment, not the applause. Say it with me. My boundaries broadcast my standards. Again. My boundaries broadcast my standards. From today, let your edges speak so loudly that your mouth can rest. Write this down. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. Say it with me. My job is a check. My work is a calling. Jesus said, by their fruits ye shall know them. Matthew 7:20. Not by their business cards. Not by their bios. Fruit is visible. Fruit has weight. Fruit attracts without speeches. Excellence is a magnet. Leaders don't chase followers. Followers are drawn to fruit. That is why the Bible says, a man's gift maketh room for him and bringeth him before great men. Proverbs 18:16. The gift walks in first and rearranges the seating. Let me correct your dependence. If they fire you, your gift goes with you. Write it down. They can terminate employment. They cannot confiscate deployment. Joseph lost coats and positions, but his interpretive gift could not be demoted. It escorted him from a prison to a palace. Genesis 41. Daniel was a captive, yet an excellent spirit was in him. Daniel 6:3. Excellence is not a title, it is a spirit. Bezalel was filled by God with wisdom and understanding and knowledge to work in gold and in silver and in brass. Exodus 31:3-5. Hear me. He anoints hands, not just heads. Work over job. What does gift look like without a word? Prepared materials, clean tools, practice competence, nonverbal cues that say value has arrived. When you enter, your documents are named, printed and tabbed. Your device is charged, cables labeled, backed up on a drive. Your models are marked up. Your samples are bagged. Your slide deck is tight, no orphan bullets, no spelling confusion. Your checklist is visible and already ticked twice. That is a sermon. Write this down. Order is the accent of gift. If a carpenter walks in with rusty tools and bent nails, the room hears careless before it hears capable. Mark 6:3 called Jesus the carpenter. He was known for work before words. Practice competence is louder than charisma. You rehearse the task until your hands can do it while your mouth is silent. Paul told Timothy, stir up the gift of God which is in thee. 2 Timothy 1-6. Stirring is action. It looks like drills, reps, checklists, prototypes, postmortems. It looks like 2 hours before sunrise where your craft sweats without applause. It looks like arriving with a solution, not a story. Colossians 3:23 says, whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord. Heartily means holy. No sloppiness, no half-tries, no excuses. I want you deployed, not employed. Deployed means your gift sends you. Employed means a boss summons you. Say it with me. I am deployed by my gift. Again, I am deployed by my gift. From tonight, build a visible kit for your assignment, your excellence badge. If you write, carry a style guide, a template library, a red pen that bleeds improvement. If you design, carry a calibrated screen, a color deck, a printed portfolio ready to touch. If you manage, carry a one-page plan, a risk grid, a timeline with dependencies. If you teach, carry a lesson plan, a handout, a rubric, examples. Keep it clean, keep it ready, keep it tested. Ecclesiastes 9, 10 commands. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. Might is visible. Say this now until the room believes you. My fruit will speak before I do. My gift makes room. My work hires my presence. Write this down. Serve your gifts so visibly that words become confirmation, not persuasion. When your kit is ordered, your skill rehearsed, your tools clean, your samples ready, you don't need to convince, you need only to confirm. And the room will adjust to the reality that your work has already begun. Write this down. Leadership is not a throne. It is a function. Who's the leader in a moving car? The steering wheel when turning, the brake on descent, the engine on the highway, the tire on the curve. And listen carefully. A $4 terminal wire that, if loose, can silence the entire Mercedes. Importance is contextual. Value is seasonal. Majesty is mutual. Paul said, for the body is not one member, but many. The eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee. 1 Corinthians 12:14-21. That is distributed dominion. That is functional royalty. Say it with me. Who's the leader? No one. And everyone by function. Again, who's the leader? No one. And everyone by function. Write this down. The immature compete for attention. The mature complete an assignment. In a team, lead in your lane and follow in theirs. Your presence must announce both honor and ownership. Honor says, I recognize your domain. Ownership says, I rule in mine. Ephesians 4:16 declares, from whom the whole body fitly joined together, according to the effectual working in the measure of every part. Every part must work in its measure. Not louder, not thinner, exact. Here is how this looks in motion. You enter the meeting as an ambassador of a function, shoulders set, eyes single. Before you speak, you broadcast respect. Subtle turn of the torso toward finance when budgets surface. A brief nod to legal when risk is named. A stillness toward operations when timelines appear. That nod is not weakness, It is wisdom. Then you own your domain with calm certainty. According to product design, here is the path. 3 milestones, 2 risks, 1 decision. Short, clean, final. Write this down. A leader's presence honors the whole while owning the part. Your nod protects unity. Your clarity protects progress. Stop poaching assignments. Poachers are amateurs with volume. If the tire tries to be the brake, the car burns. If the engine marks the wire, the journey ends at a stoplight. God hath set the members, every one of them in the body, as it hath pleased him. 1 Corinthians 12:18. Settle where you are set. And hear me, when it shifts to another function, follow with enthusiasm, not with attitude. That seamless transition is the scent of maturity. Leaders read the moment and yield like disciplined dancers. Precise, timely, elegant. Write this down. Excellence is choreography. Drill for the week. In every gathering, identify the lead by function for each agenda item. Acknowledge their domain with a deliberate glance and a single sentence of deference. Legal first. Ops. Confirm capacity. Then when your lane appears, square your shoulders, reduce motion, and deliver decisions in your measure. Say it with me. I honor the whole. I own my part. Who's the leader? No one. And everyone by function. When we move like that, rooms run like engines. Assignments accelerate, and dominion becomes visible without debate. Write this down. The speedometer is your capacity. The speed limit is your culture. One measures what's in you. The other announces what's allowed around you. Many of you have confused the two and parked your purpose behind a sign somebody else nailed to your soul. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12:2. Conform means shaped by the sign. Transform means upgraded by belief. I remember the first time I was driven on the German Autobahn. I asked, what's the limit? The driver smiled. In this zone, none. He pressed, the car surged, the world blurred, and I watched the needle pass numbers I had only imagined. 140, 150, 160, 170. And I heard a sentence in my spirit. There was life after 170. Write it down. After that, my driving changed everywhere. Not reckless aware, not lawless, limitless in mind. I didn't need to break laws to break limits. My posture changed because my possibility expanded. Say it with me. When my mind accelerates, my presence advances. Proverbs 29:18 says, where there is no vision, the people perish. One translation, cast off restraint. Vision doesn't make you wild. It gives you wiser restraint at higher speeds. Culture puts signs on your family, your nation, your denomination, your resume. Stay in this lane. Don't dream that big. People like you don't go that fast. Lies wrapped as safety. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Stop tolerating limits that God did not legislate. Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think. Ephesians 3:20. Above all you think. So think higher. Upgrade your signals. Attire is not vanity, it is vocabulary. Priests were given garments for glory and for beauty. Exodus 28:2. Dress your assignment, not your insecurity. Fit that communicates function. Colors that calm chaos. Shoes that say I'm going somewhere. Clean, not loud. Ordered, not ornate. Your clothes should prophesy excellence, not plead for attention. And change your environment. If your vision is a skyscraper, stop fellowshipping in basements. Sit in rooms that stretch standards. Walk lobbies that smell like order. Read in spaces that refuse clutter. Eat with people who measure time like currency. Write this down. My environment must match my vision, not my history. Isaiah 54:2. Enlarge the place of thy tent. Enlarge first inside, then choose places that make inside visible. Say it with me. Remove the limit. Again, remove the limit. My speedometer is capacity. The posted sign is culture. Belief decides my pace. From tonight, stop reading the signs more than the dashboard of your spirit. Change your mental limits And your physical presence will accelerate decisions quicker, steps cleaner, eyes steadier, rooms responding faster. There is life after 170 for your leadership. Press, write this down. Royal protocols convert inner dominion into visible dignity. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Let us make man and let them have dominion. Genesis 1:26. Dominion has manners. Protocol is the choreography of kingship. Say it with me. My assignment has an etiquette. Entrance first. Courts have gates. Psalm 100:4. Enter his gates with thanksgiving. Entrance is theology. Stop at the threshold. 2 beats, shoulders set, breath low. Survey, then serve. Scan left to right, top to bottom, exits, decision seats, hazards, your objective. Identify the person to honor, the place to stand, the first task to complete. Then enter on purpose, straight line, steady pace, no apology steps. Write this down. Thresholds test sovereignty. Drifters leak power at doors. Rulers gather it. Seating next. Choose vantage, not vanity. Back to the wall. When possible, see the room, own the room. Leaders face assignments, not applause. Proverbs 25:6-7 warns, put not forth thyself in the presence of the king. It is better to be said unto thee, come up hither, sit where function is clear. Angle your chair to view the whole. Protect your flanks and steward attention. Luke 4:20 says, he sat down and the eyes of all were fastened on him. Properly placed presence attracts focus without fishing for it. Greetings, handshake and eyes, firm, brief, warm, 2 pumps, no pump and hold. State your name clearly, first and last, then a short purpose. Pleased to serve the project. Release first, need releases last. Authority releases first. Eye contact 3-5 seconds, triangle between both eyes and the brow. Smile with restraint, welcome without wobble. The lamp of the body is the eye, Matthew 6:22. Write this down. Your eyes carry your standards. Your grip carries your certainty. Do not point your toes at the door when greeting. You are here, be here. Devices. Royalty is present. Put the phone away, off the table, off the lap. If it must serve the mission, announce it. I'll reference the brief on my device. Otherwise, let paper or a disciplined notebook carry your notes. Ephesians 5:16, redeeming the time. Time is redeemed by undivided attention. Write this down. On the table, a phone is a throne you bow to. Under the table, it is a tool you command. Do not let plastic rule your presence. Here is your drill. For 7 days, 1 threshold pause, 2 beats scan, then enter, 2 choose a seat with sight lines, anchor your back when possible. Every greeting, firm, brief, warm, name clear, release first, eye steady. 0 phones on tables. Declare mission use. If needed, then holster. Say it with me. Protocol is my prophecy. Again, protocol is my prophecy. Ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. 1 Peter 2:9. Live royal. Move royal. Let micro behaviors preach your dominion before your mouth opens. Write this down. Clean decisions create the atmosphere your presence announces. Protocol without standards is theater. Standards in practice are decision, hygiene, calendar, money, and company. If these 3 are dirty, your presence will always smell like confusion. Teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Psalm 90:12. Numbering is planning. Wisdom is atmosphere. Calendar first. Your calendar is your silent sermon. Block thinking time. Leaders schedule solitude. Jesus rose a great while before day and there prayed. Mark 1:35. Luke 5:16. He withdrew to lonely places. Withdrawal is strategy, not weakness. Write this down. If your calendar doesn't guard thinking, you've rented your mind to other people's emergencies. Schedule daily 3-0. Minute clarity blocks, phone off, door closed, vision open. Weekly 2-hour strategy session, review goals, kill, drift, assign next actions. Monthly 1 vision, day, no meetings, only mapping. Sabbath is leadership technology. The Sabbath was made for man. Mark 2:27. Rest restores reason. Ephesians 5:16 says, redeeming the time. The Greek is kairos, opportunity. You can't redeem moments you never reserved. Stop praying for clarity that a calendar would create. Act on your standard today. Money next. Money is not moral. It is a megaphone. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Matthew 6:21. Your budget is belief in numbers. Write this down. Unbudgeted spending is unbelief with receipts. Spend in line with vision. Invest in tools, training, and systems that sharpen gift. Starve distractions that flatter ego. Proverbs 3-9 commands, honor the Lord with thy substance. Honor looks like first order giving and mission aligned investing. And give without theater. Let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth. Matthew 6:3. Generosity without applause is royalty. Cancel subscriptions that entertain your insecurity. Fund the future, cap the fads. The thoughts of the diligent tend to plenty. Proverbs 21:5. Diligence is a spreadsheet. Company you keep. Proximity prophesies, sit with destiny, not drama. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Proverbs 13:20. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Psalm 1:1 warns against the seat of the scornful. Audit your access. Jesus had circles, the 3, the 12, the 70, and the crowd. Different grace, different access. Write this down. Access is stewardship. Pull mentors, close people who outrun you in standards. Keep peers of excellence. Tight iron sharpens iron. Limit complainers to professional courtesies. Exit cynics quietly, firmly, now. Sit where conversations build futures, not gossip anthologies. Say it with me. My calendar is holy. My money is mission. My company is destiny. Again, my calendar is holy. My money is mission. My company is destiny. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Stop tolerating a chaotic schedule, a leaking wallet, and a toxic circle. Stop praying for what obedience solves. Act on your standard today. Tonight, block tomorrow's solitude. This week, write a zero-based budget that funds vision first. At your next meeting, change your seat next to builders. Away from drama. Write this down. Standards scheduled are standards kept. Standards funded are standards fortified. Standards protected by proximity are standards multiplied. When decision hygiene is clean, your presence will arrive with its own weather, clear, high pressure, and impossible to ignore. Now we deploy. Write this down. Daily drills convert belief into embodied leadership. Don't clap for this. Calendar it. The next 7 days are not discussion. They are dominion in practice. Day 1 and day 2, posture and gaze. Doorway reset before every interaction. Threshold pause. 2 beats, shoulders set, head level, eyes to the horizon line, no darting. Inhale through the nose, exhale slow, then enter on purpose. Every door, office, home, store, church. Psalm 104 says, enter his gates with thanksgiving. Entry is not casual, it is ceremonial. Say with me, I own my thresholds. Write it down. Doors decide days. Reset at the door, rule in the room. Day 3, silence mastery. 3-count pause before answering. James 1:19, be swift to hear, slow to speak. Proverbs 17:27, he that hath knowledge spareth his words. Count in your chest 1, 2, 3, then respond with a sentence, not a paragraph. Hesitation is fear. A measured pause is authority. Train the difference. Today, answer fewer words with fuller weight. Day 4, boundary rep. Say one strategic, no, align with vision. Not rude, not long. Nehemiah 6:3, I am doing a great work so that I cannot come down. That's the script. Pick one request that dilutes your assignment. Decline cleanly. No apology, no essay. Write this down. Your no fertilizes your yes. Day 5, gift in public. Deliver one piece of visible excellence without fanfare. One document, one design, one process map, one prototype. Finished, clean, accurate, Drop it on the table, not the timeline. By their fruits ye shall know them. Matthew 7:20. Colossians 3:23. Whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord. Do it. Present it. Leave it. Let fruit preach. Day 6. Royal protocol set. All day. Entrance, seating, device, discipline, threshold, pause. Choose vantage over vanity. No phones on tables. Declare mission. Use if required. Otherwise holster. Greet with firm, brief, warm presence. 1 Peter 2:9 calls you a royal priesthood. Live royal. Move royal. Day 7. Royal protocol. Repeat and record. Same behaviors. Stronger edges. Tonight. Journal. 3 lines. What changed in me? What shifted in the room? What fruit appeared? Lamentations 3:40 says, let us search and try our ways. Assessment is worship. Write this down. Reflection cements transformation. Say it with me. I train my body to tell the truth about my calling. Again, I train my body to tell the truth about my calling. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Stop tolerating random doors, reckless words, boundary leaks, invisible gifts, and peasant protocols. For 7 days, obey the drills. Then watch your presence carry weather into every room. Clear, high pressure, and undeniable. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Now, move like it. Now we deploy. Write this down. Dominion is not proven in notes. It's proven in motion. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. We rebuilt your belief. We trained your body. We cleaned your decisions. We drilled the cues, head and eyes, decisive pace, clean boundaries, royal protocols, and give first fruit. The training is complete when the jungle adjusts to your arrival. The righteous are bold as a lion, Proverbs 28:1. The lion does not send a memo to the savannah. He walks and everything reads the message. Say it with me. Presence precedes speech. I want your feet to prophesy. Joshua 1-3. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you. Not every place you post about. Tread, step, walk. Write this down. The first sentence you speak this week should be delivered by your posture, not your mouth. Shoulders set, head level, eyes steady, decisive movement, economical gestures. Boundaries that broadcast standards. Protocol that whispers royalty. Then gift that drops fruit on the table. Words will follow as confirmation, not persuasion. Arise, shine, for thy light is come. Isaiah 60:1. Rise before you talk. Shine before you explain. This is your assignment. Choose one room you've been avoiding. Boardroom, classroom, staff meeting, council chamber, family table. Calendar it now. Prepare your fruit, one finished deliverable that solves a problem on entry. Threshold pause. 2 beats. Scan. Then a straight line to vantage, not vanity. Sit where you can see and serve. Phone holstered. When the moment touches your function, square your shoulders and deliver one clean decision or one finished solution. If a distraction calls your name, 2-beat pause. Nehemiah's sentence. I am doing a great work so that I cannot come down. Nehemiah 6-3. End on time. Leave a trail of order. Let fruit preach after you leave. Say it with me. The world needs me. Again, the world needs me. I carry leadership without saying a word. Say it again until your bones believe it. I carry leadership without saying a word. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. Psalm 37-23. Order your steps, then step. Ye are the light of the world. Matthew 5:14. Lights don't argue with darkness, they appear. Write this down. Deploy your identity now. Let your walk introduce your leadership. This is not a rehearsal. This is release. End the romance with delay. Cut covenant with action. Leadership is born when toleration ends. End it today and walk.